tere esti poisidie tudrukud. If I would not be Latvian, I would be Estonian, definitely. I don't know why, but I really, really love your country. So I would like to say that my honor today is really to give you a short presentation and findings about my previous experience in work with both business and culture sector. And I would like to emphasize that I'm not like a typical researcher because I'm also an entrepreneur. What I'm doing is I have a small family business. I'm producing wooden ironing boards and also refreshing them. So it means I really look from the business perspective, and I understand your need also to be resilient. So, and this is my story today. So if you look at this picture, what you can see, you see two dancers. It's like two partners who are collaborating with each other. And think and try to imagine yourself and one of your partners you are collaborating with. And the question, who is who? Are you the one who is leading, or are you the one who is relying on other partners' experience? So remember that basically, we all have our core competences, and they are really valuable not only in our sector we are working with, but also for other sectors. Something similar also that Inga already mentioned before me. So I'm really glad to continue this topic. So, and for example, when you look at the birds in autumn, when they are going or flying to the south, what you see is that the leaders in the hook, they are changing each other. So it means that the way how they successfully can reach the destination means that they are changing. It means that they are sharing their core competences and helping to each other. And that's actually the point. So if we talk about my research, I should say that we know that the companies that have to be green, it means actually it's really like essential precondition already right now to be successful and also to have a good image among society and also our cooperation partners. So if we look at the culture sector, I should say that they're brilliant in what they do, and we also have to remember that they are really the change makers, yeah, because they really work with mindset of society, including also your customers. So, but still they have quite several dramas, which I will mention in a moment. So, and the question actually is how you can collaborate with culture sector to be more resilient, also in the environment where you are working in, including in the smart cities. So, I'm not only the researcher and the entrepreneur. I'm also giving a lot of. I'm also facilitating a lot of events in Latvia and abroad. I work with really different sectors, and my mission is to build the bridge between different sectors. So, and what I have noticed actually sometimes, we know like sometimes very simple concept of speaking to each other or exchanging experience. It's really, really simple words. But when we are coming together, when we know and we identify our core competences and we look how they can be a valuable value for other sectors, which actually we don't see as our direct partners or this tango dance partners, actually there are some good remarks which I would like to give during my presentation. So, and the way how I'm actually was working was, of course, different formats and methods. You see them on the screen, so I won't repeat. The one thing that I really want to say is that creative people, I mean, the ones who are representing culture and creative industries, they are really, really open to new formats. They're really open to new content that they can bring to society. And I do believe, it's not that I'm believing actually, but I'm really sure that this is something how you can be more and more resilient. And let me give you some examples in a minute. So my target audience for research was managers of culture institutions in Latvia. There were 80 participants, but in Latvia we have more than 500 culture institutions. So remember, you have a lot of partners in this sector. If you want to reach your target audience, of course, not in all the regions, maybe you would do this, but still there is a huge potential which is not used. So the topic for this event was about how culture can be more green thinking, and actually they have a lot of challenges here because, as you may imagine, they have a lot of consumption products or processes during the culture activities, like public catering or food, or for example logistics, or there of course are more different things. So what actually we did in this event, I was introducing them with a concept of sustainability. We were looking on some aspects already related with the culture. And what we did later, they made their own evaluation, how green they are right now and what else we can do, what else they can do. And they did it through some working groups in workshops. So, and the finding was the following, my dear colleagues, and friends, I should say that there is a big drama or the problem or the challenge in culture sector in providing sustainable business model because also they are generating the income. They also have to think about the value of their products, of their culture products. They also have to think about marketing strategies, how they are attracting society to the events. And there is a lot of things they really need. They are really in need. And most of them, of course, when they are acting as the public sector institutions, they have different thinking than entrepreneurs, but still the time and the century is requesting or requiring actually that they need this more business mind. And this is something that you have, and this is really value for them. The question is what they can give you from their side. Actually, it's really about testing some new concepts which you have, because they have a great let's call it a platform where to try, and I will give you also some examples in a minute. But other thing is actually, as I mentioned already, they are really open to new formats and content for the culture products and processes, and I do believe that not only for technology companies, but also for companies who are providing some services, or they are not related with technologies, they have great value what they can give to the culture sector. Let me give you just a brief look at something that the managers of culture institutions mentioned or answered to the question, what for them is green culture products? And if you look at this, I would say that there is huge potential for us to help them to make this culture more sustainable, and of course also more resilient. So, and I will come back to what actually we can do together to help them and also to help to our resilience. But let's look at the business part, because this is something that is really crucial and important for you. I found very interesting concept delivered or developed by VIA University College in Denmark. What they are saying is that there are 3 levels of thinking for each company to be modern, to be sustainable, and to be responsible to all the challenges or global challenges which we have right now. The red circle that you see inside, it's our business model, how we are generating the profit, how we are financially and economically sustainable, what partnership we are developing, of course. The yellow one is related with interaction with society, community, and not only our employees, but also, of course, our clients and our partners, social partners. And the green one, of course, it's our responsibility to the resources consumption, how responsible we are, what kind of materials we are using. And what I actually want to say is that if we look at this model, if you are more interested, you can see also the reference to this model, which you also can find in internet resources. I should say that those key questions which are asked here is really valuable to any companies that want to be modern in a smart city, to be responsible and also show example also to others. I really advise you to look for this concept and try to answer to those questions. You will find a great place for your more developed concepts or solutions for both your products and your services. But if we are coming back to my 2 conclusions of this research, I should say that basically speaking, once again, I'm concentrating or focusing on products of sustainable culture. That there is a lot of competences, core competences from your companies, actually, what you can use and what you can offer for culture sector. But you are getting really access to the society. You can get great feedback of your value. You can actually see that what exact competences or processes or key points that you have developed through your business is evaluated also in the society. And one really positive effect is that actually you are getting also the feedback, because the managers of culture institutions, they are really they are not so much competing, but they are really happy to work with the partners and give their both positive and critical feedbacks about the content what they are actually getting. Let me give you just a couple of examples. For example, if we want to change the people mindset and culture, remember they are really change maker concerning the behavior of people. What actually we can do, we can offer creative solutions how, for example, they can make much more greener events. Yeah, it's like starting from that we are taking our garbage with ourselves, and there is a good message somewhere spread for that. But another thing is, for example, such kind of interactive, creative trash bins, which are saying thanks for bringing the garbage here. So the park after the culture event would be much more cleaner. And the technologies right now are quite open to successes. To get success to this. And another example is about really digitalizing the culture products, but don't look at this as direct related only with technology issues, because the theater in Latvia during pandemic, since they couldn't organize on-site events, they digitalized the movie, which was already also sold as the product. It's like a ticket you are buying to the theater or cinema. It was very successful, and actually a lot of entrepreneurs were involved in the process of making this mini series. So it's kind of also the sustainability. So, and if we are coming to the final conclusions, then I should say that there is so many things that, of course, what we can do, but I would like really to focus that culture is a great communication channel. Culture is a great place where you can experiment with new products, new services, and remember that in this case, in my presentations content, it's more we are focusing on the we are more focusing on environmental issues, but still this could be also related with many different things. And I really would advise that let's start with one culture institution, make collaboration, look how you can contribute to the content or the form of culture products, and definitely this is the way how actually you will show also your not only smart partnership, but also you will provide your further resilience. I found this process really interesting, so I'm planning to work more on looking for new interaction forms between business and culture sector. And once again, culture is not only about entertainment or emotional satisfaction, it's real about changing people's behavior, including our targets or consumer we are really working with. So, and that's why my final remarks would be that I invite you, everyone, even if you are not an entrepreneur, look for some great story of how you have been resilient, and this story, if you are sharing with others, this is already a great effect how you are making yourself more recognizable. It's possibility for you to more position yourself. And the third thing, of course, you are helping to someone who is really in need for sustainable issues. So I was trying to be very quick, and I hope I managed the time. Thank you very much, and I'm open for some questions or suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have a question from the audience? Anyone wants to raise their hand? No, we don't have a question, so I'll just ask one. How often do you experience this unwillingness of cooperation from the culture sector if someone approaches them from a business side? Because I think sometimes people in that sphere like to think of themselves as independent from the pressures of capitalism. Is that the case in Latvia?
Thank you very much for your question. You know, I'm working very intensively for more than 10 years with managers of culture institutions, and I can tell you that, like, for example, 5 years ago, if we were talking about some kind of products or business models, they are quite refusing. They are not accepting this approach, but they are really changing, and they are starting to understand that to make a better value, they have to collaborate with entrepreneurs. And other very short answer to the question, are they open and are not they are refusing? I would say that it's about smart selling. If you understand what I mean, smart selling. So you are giving the value, and you understand that it won't be maybe direct economic feedback, or result, but definitely what you can get is your visibility, positioning of yourself, and showing in the future as a great partner. Thank you.
Thank you very much.